insisting his economic plan is working and that it's better than the Republican plan.
Just like we've tried their plan, we've tried our plan, and it worked. That's the difference. That's the choice in this election. That's why I'm running for a second term.
Former presidential candidate Pat Buchanan joins us. Nice to see you, Pat.
Hey, Greta, how are you?
I'm very well. So what do you think of the president and his statement about the economy?
Well, with due respect to the president, I think he's taking leave of reality. He spoke out there in Oakland. California has an unemployment rate of close to 11%. Oakland is close to 14%. We've had 40 months of 8% unemployment. Even the president's friends up in the polls are saying he's not doing well in the economy and the economy's bad. It's going close to a stall. How do you say something like that is working and expect people to take it seriously?
Well, what else can he say? He can't say that it's stagnant, that 8.2% is the national average, but the real number, if you take into account the underemployed and the people who have given up, is somewhere near 15%. He can't very well say that.
Well, you got to be realistic. He can say, look, I did inherit a horrible situation. This is one of the worst we've seen. Europe is in bad shape. China's in bad shape. We're moving slowly. We should be moving faster. We're making some progress. But don't say it's working when the American people know it is not. Let me tell you, Greta, look at what he has done. He has had a stimulus package of $800 billion, a TARP of $700 billion, 4 straight deficits over $1 trillion. The Fed has been printing money hand over fist, and it's kept interest rates at 0. We have tried Keynesian economics, the president's economics, and it has not worked. I mean, my concern is, quite frankly, is what will work. I mean, because we've had the Bush tax cuts for 4 years, too. And that hasn't ignited this economy. And you take a look at what's happened in Europe, we are in real trouble. And I detect, a lack of seriousness on the part of the president if he's making statements like that.
Well, I think it's sort of interesting that a while ago, some of his surrogates were saying that the problem with the 2009 stimulus of $800 billion is that it wasn't enough. He is not saying that. I don't hear him out on the trail saying we should do more. So he's almost abandoned his own economic plan.
Well, he has, and look, what is he doing now? He's in a hardline ideological position based on his egalitarian ideology. He said, we're going to raise taxes on the rich. That's the fair thing to do. Under what economic theory do you, 4 years deep into a recession, raise taxes on anyone? Look, he ought to do what he did in 2010 when he said, look, the people voted this way, the economy is still down, let's extend the tax cuts for 1 more year and do tax reform. Let me predict something. I'll tell you, if the growth rate comes in the second quarter and it's down, I think we're below 2% now, and it is dropping, I think the president's going to have to be dynamited out of that position. I don't think Bill Clinton would sit there and do nothing.
Well, you know, if it's true that many people who are in business don't want to hire more people or expand or do more investment because they're uncertain about what the tax code is going to be come December 31st or into January. I don't understand how just 1 year for people in business tend to look out several years. A 1 year extension of these is not going to in any way settle people so that people can plan. At all. So, you know, I think the American people are either better off in business saying it's going up and tough, this is the way it's going to be indefinitely, or, you know, or it's going to stay down so people can actually plan. It's this uncertainty that is happening to business.
Well, I think, look, the Republicans are opposing tax increases on the job creators because politically they have to, but philosophically they don't believe it. Economically, they don't think you raise taxes in a recession. That's what they believe.
But even, I mean, if you look at it, even if the taxes do go up on those who make more than $250,000 a year, that will fund 8 days of the year.
Exactly.
We have 357 more days we got to fund.
He is holding the whole economy hostage. The president is. On the basis of an egalitarian ideology he picked up somewhere between the Harvard Law Review and Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky and Bill Ayers' apartment. I don't know where his ideology really comes from when you're in this situation. As I say, any realistic, hardcore, centrist Democrat, Bill Clinton would say, look, this thing is not working, fellas. He'd call everybody in. We got to go for a year. We'll reform the tax code next year. If we win, if Romney wins, he reforms the code. But we also ought to, I think, continue those tax cuts on the Social Security. You just don't raise taxes when you're in this situation, and we seem to be stalled and almost in a dive.